Welcome back, guys. So in this video we'll look at paper 23 of the October-November 2023 series. Right, question 4. A procedure round list will output a sequence of 25 random integers where each integer is larger than the previous one. Okay, so let's just go ahead and try and do this. Right, first then let's just go and declare the procedure. Right, so this is going to be RandList, and here it doesn't take any parameters. And then, the way we can do this is basically we can have an integer which can store the previous number. And then in order to generate a bigger number, well, we can do like the previous number plus a new random number. And that means it's always going to be bigger than the previous number. So let's just go ahead and do this, and we will go, let's call it last num, right, last number. Right, that can be integer. And let's just say here last num can start at 0. Right, and then what we're going to do, let's just go 4. So let's go n, right, this will be 1 to 25. Let's remember just to go next n. And then inside here, I think, right, we're going to need to declare that, we're going to need to assign this random number we generate to some variable as well. So, I think actually, like, we could do it all in one line like this if we want. We could go last num, and then, well, we'll need to convert this random number to an integer, because if we look, well, this rand, this takes a parameter, and this rand is going to return a real number, right? So we need to convert this to an integer. So let's say we just want to get a number between, well, here it's going to be 0 and 9, because, right, this int is always going to round down. Because, for example, if this is, like 9.99999, right, int is just going to round it down to 9. And then what we can do, well, then we can just go plus last num, right, and then I think, let's just go output last num, all right, and I think that should work. So let's try and call this, and then, I'll try and explain it, all right, after we run this. And I think we might also want a plus 1. And the reason for that is because, well, sometimes here, let's say if you generate, 0.9 or 0.5, well, this will then round down to 0. And then in that case, we would just have, well, the last num, right, plus 0, which of course means it's going to stay the same, right? Whereas if we have this plus 1, well, then it's always going to be at least 1 bigger than the previous number. So let's just go ahead and try and run this. And okay, so this seems to work. Hopefully this makes sense, but if I just try and explain it again quickly, what's going to happen then? Well, this last num starts at 0. So on the first iteration, well, we've basically got some random number, okay, between 0 and 9, then plus 0, then plus 1. So of course, well, the first time it's going to be at least 1, because, we've got this plus 1. Right, then on the next iteration, well, let's say here, for example, alright, well, let's run it again, because that's 1. Right, let's say the first time, is 4. So in this case, we've got a new random number, right, between, 0 and 9, right, plus 4 and then plus 1. So of course, even if this is 0, well, then we've got 0 plus 4 plus 1. Okay, so of course the new random number is going to be at least 5. All right, so hopefully that makes sense, and then we'll look at the next question in this paper.